Hi guys, I'm Carl and I'm an angry chef. Why are we angry, you say? First we had the coronavirus pandemic. Divided us more than Brexit, which I didn't think anything ever would. You have people that are pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine. I mean, let's not talk about the fact that it's probably not even a vaccine, it's actually mRNA technology that's not even been tested properly yet. As Thomas Jefferson once said, and I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I get it right, "Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of body and mind will vanish like evil spirits at the dawn of day." Since the beginning of 2020, many of us, the general public, have been facing oppressions of body and mind. Whether that's due to the coronavirus pandemic and having to wear a mask, being told you don't have to have the vaccine, but you might not be allowed to go and buy food if you don't. All of these things are oppressions. And the reason I feel like we are so oppressed nowadays is we don't have the truth. For example, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd's death. Terrible, terrible thing. Any man losing his life is never good. Was it the worst thing that ever happened to planet Earth that a druggie who broke into a woman's house and put a loaded shotgun to her belly when she was pregnant and robbed everything she had died? Probably not. Is it a good thing that it was a white cop that did it to a black man? No, not at all, because look what it sparked. Look at the racial tensions it caused. But those racial tensions were escalated not by the mere thoughts of the general public collectively deciding to come together and burn down cities. It was exacerbated by mainstream media, by lies, by misinformations. For example, the body footage from George Floyd incident was only shown 12 weeks later. No one knew the full context until they had already expressed their anger. You all get spoon-fed lies on a daily basis. The people that spoon-feed you these lies are the mainstream media. For whatever reason, maybe there's a dark cult of Satanists that want to take over the world and the mainstream media are helping them. Or maybe they're just human beings that are just pretty shit. And that gets me on to what you're going to see from me on this channel. I'm going to try and bring as fair and honest with my opinions about certain subjects as I can. I'm also going to bring you different opinions from different sides. Do I believe that the right of politics is always correct? No. Do I believe the left of politics is always correct? No. The truth always lies somewhere in the middle, where the common sense is. We didn't build the civilization we have today by not listening to opinions we didn't like. In fact, it's the exact opposite. So anyway, I'll be bringing you a weekly news segment where I'm going to break down what I think are the most important subjects of the week that may affect our lives. We will also try and bring you footage from protests. For example, the first one, 20th of March, Defend Democracy protest in London. I will be attending, getting some footage there, hoping to interview some people on the streets, find out why they're there. Because we all know that BBC, they'll interview 100 people. They'll show you 2. Why? Because them 2 people fit their narrative. We'll also be bringing you a weekly segment where we poke the woke. Why poke the woke? Well, you know what? Let's get straight to it. Let's poke the woke. Firstly, Burger King. Everyone knows International Women's Day Monday. We love our mothers, we love our wives, we love our daughters. Burger King tweeted out on Monday on International Women's Day that women belong in the kitchen, I believe is their exact quote. What was the left's problem with this? Well, you can imagine. Women belong in the kitchen? That's the patriarchy right there in full force. Jesus Christ, wasn't their whole movement started on women not belonging in the kitchen? Do I believe Burger King should have tweeted out women belong in the kitchen? No. Okay, do I believe that Burger King should have tweeted out women don't belong in the kitchen? Hell no. You go tell that to the 3 female chefs that I work with. I think they believe that that's where they belong. I mean, who the fuck is getting paid that much money at Burger King to come up with women belong in kitchens? Just change your name to Burger Queen for the day if you want to be so woke, for fuck's sake. The reason for doing this is they say that, okay, there's about 20-30% of women in kitchens compared to 70-80% of men. Is this a problem? Well, let's think. You walk into a restaurant, you sit down, you want to order your food, you're deciding what you're going to have. I walk over, sweaty, greasy man, doesn't really care for people too much, it's not going to work. Lady walks over, she's a mum maybe, or she's caring, she's kind, you know, good looking, it's been proven. Women sell, men not so much. The reason we're in there getting greasy and oily more is because that's what we're made for. We're made to be in the dirt, arguing with each other, in the heat. Women, they're made to serve and nurture and care for. Is it anyone's fault this is the natural selection of things? No. So our next poke the woke this week is against Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola polar bear is a very, very, very unhappy bear. Unfortunately, his employers seem to believe he needs to be less white. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Coca-Cola polar bear, but that guy's white. Like, really white. You see, who's the real white supremacist here? Is it the people telling you that whites are better? Or is it the people who are white and believe they're better? Because I don't seem to be able to make a distinction. It seems to me that the same people that believe that whites are superior are trying to make us all believe that whites are superior. I'm not listening to racists. I don't want racists telling me how to think. If they seriously believe that whites are better, I mean, then what? I'm a white man, yeah? I've met black people with a lot more money than me, a lot more successful than me, a lot more successful careers than me. Same with brown people, Asian people. I don't know what you want to call them or what I'm allowed to call them. We're all human beings. We're all here for one purpose and one purpose only. Let's do a bit of remix. Let's remix that shit. We're going to take out the word white and we're going to replace it with Jew. Be less... I'm not even going to say it. Let's take away Jew. Let's replace it with black. I think people should be less... Not saying it. I'm not saying it because I do not want to get banned off YouTube. So why, if it's not okay for me to say them things on YouTube, why is it okay for Coca-Cola to release a training videos that state be less white at the end? Is it okay to be racist against white people? Does racism against white people not exist? I believe it does, and I believe it's creeping into our culture and our institutions quicker than anyone could have ever seen. Not only is it offensive, it's dangerous. You are teaching a young generation that being white is a problem. Being any skin colour should not be considered a problem. And the most disgusting thing about all of it is it's white people saying this shit. They want you to believe that you are better, therefore you have to change. I have never thought once in my life that I am better because I am white. So our third poke of the week this week, I'm going to be poking me a princess. So we're going to be poking Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle appeared in an Oprah TV interview this week where she spoke about the royal family and the torment and bullying and harassment and racism she experienced while being part of that family. One of the key controversies from the Meghan Markle interview was her stating the colour of the baby. People will question the colour of the baby. Have you met an interracial couple that don't question the colour of the baby? I mean, come on, have you ever made Halloween cakes? You know, you put a little bit more food colouring in and you get a different colour. Sometimes you question what that colour may be. Doesn't mean it's racist at all. I mean, it could. I mean, let's face it, the royal family are probably actually secret Nazis. I digress. And if you seriously can't see this whole Meghan and Harry debacle is just to deflect from the fact his uncle was on Epstein's island having fun with children, then you are lost, my friends. Because we all know that they will do anything to cover their own asses. If they can get all of us too busy arguing over whether Meghan felt sad or not, do you know who probably did feel sad? Prince Andrew's victims. That's who probably felt very sad, very bullied, very intimidated. But no, let's not talk about that. This is why I'm a fucking angry chef. What a lot of people don't know is that this interview was aired the same day that Derek Chauvin was taken to court for the murder of George Floyd. The FBI and CIA have been preparing for mass riots and mass protests on the day of this trial. Why? Well, just because people like to smash shit up, basically. If he had won the case and walked free, people would have rioted. If he had got sentenced, they would have said it wasn't a big enough sentence. Ergo, more rioting. So why choose to put a race-baiting interview on TV the same day as the George Floyd trial? Well, you only need to put two and two together to figure it out, really. It's all part of the mainstream media's race-baiting narrative. People putting people in boxes based on the colour of their skin, who they like to have sex with, who they don't like to have sex with. It's not going to work. People have more in common than you think. Whether you're a black man, white man, most people, they just want to have children, raise their children and live their lives and pursue happiness as much as they can. Megan would have us all thinking that she was bullied, suffering mental health, and maybe she was. I suffer from mental health, be it good mental health, bad mental health, all have mental health. It's how you deal with it. Living in a castle, my mental health would probably go up a bit. I'd probably start feeling a little bit better about my life. So then, this same woman who doesn't want publicity, who wants to go and hide away from it all, sits down on camera and starts airing her dirty laundry from her own family on national TV. Congratulations, Megan. This leads us into Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan decided to come out on his Good Morning Britain TV show and declare that he didn't believe Meghan Markle's statements. Does he have to believe her? No, he doesn't have to believe anything. His exact statement after walking off of air after his comments and deciding to quit the show was that freedom of speech is a hill he is happy to die on. Whilst I may not agree with Piers Morgan on everything he's ever done in his career, I mean, tapping little girls' phones who have died just to try and hear what their parents are saying, that's fucking disgusting, Piers. You need to sort your shit out, bro. Being a bastion for free speech, and fighting the good fight, I can't fault you, Piers. You're right. You have your opinion, you should have a right to say it. If that company doesn't like your opinion, if good ITV decides they don't like your opinion, they want to get rid of you, that's their choice as well. But you should never be afraid to say how you feel. That's it for this week, guys. A few poke the wokes for you. I just wanted to give you a good idea what we're going to be bringing you content-wise into the future. Speaking of content, a week from today, Saturday the 20th of March, a protest is taking place in London to defend democracy. We will be there, live streaming for the event, trying to get some interviews on camera, to get some honest opinions. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends, all your fellow chefs, fellow employees, tell them to come and subscribe. And if anyone has anything they want us to cover or would like to give their opinions, please feel free to contact us at angrychefs@gmail.com. We're also looking for people who have been severely affected by the coronavirus pandemic, be it chefs, waitresses, waiters, business owners, restaurant owners, anyone who would like to speak about their experiences and they've suffered during the coronavirus pandemic, please contact us. Guys, take care and have a wonderful day.